it's Aquila, and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast. Episode 10! Yay! I can't believe I made 10 episodes. Well, I can believe I made 10 episodes. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna stick with it. Well, I wanted. Oh, God, this is terrible. Okay. 10 episodes. I really do enjoy this. I wish I could put out more videos more often, but that's just not gonna happen. It's decided. Life, podcasts, life, podcasts. So, sorry, moving the camera all around. Yay! Okay. My name's Aquila. I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and this is my channel about all the crafty goodness, knitting, crocheting, mostly knitting. I say that every time. It is June 11th. I guess I was gonna start with FOs, but let me just do a little bit of, I get people call it admin. I don't really have admin stuff, but I did finally make a group on Ravelry. I figured if I can make 10 podcasts, then I can have a group. I just didn't feel like I should make a group right away, so sorry. With only like one episode, I don't know, I just felt like it was a little premature. So now that I will have 10 episodes, I did make a group last week, and it is a Lefty Knitter podcast on Ravelry. So hopefully maybe with that now, I'll feel like maybe I could do like a knit along or some sort of make along or maybe a collaboration with somebody, because there will be somewhere to post other than just on YouTube. You know, people can have more private conversations in Ravelry groups. So, you know, just to get the community together all in one space. I know not everybody always has Ravelry either, but yeah. So my name on Ravelry is aquilladahun, and on Instagram it is also aquilladahun, so you can find me both places. Those are the most used social media sites if you want to find me. So yeah, check it out, a Lefty Knitter podcast group. I kind of just threw together a badge and a banner, so I apologize that it's kind of like, So eventually maybe I'll upgrade it, I guess, to something a little more, something a little better. I don't know. I can't, whatever. So when you go on there, it's a picture of a hand, and it has a Lefty Knitter podcast, and then it says peace, heart, and sheep. Peace, love, sheep, yarn, wool, whatever. No, it's not a sheep. I'm a big fat liar. It's a ball of yarn. So that could be anything, really. It could be acrylic if you wanted it to be. So last week, I talked about finishing my husband's sock. And I had one done, and I had not even cast on the second one. I finished that second one on my 9-inch circulars in less than 2 weeks. So my hands did get a little crampy, and I've been trying to do some sort of like hand exercises. I was searching YouTube and the internet and whatnot, and just to stretch my hands back out. I think you do get kind of crampy when you're working on those little 9-inch circulars. I don't remember which one was the first one, guys, but I have 2. Yay! So these are done on size 1, US size 1s. I'll just hold one up. I don't remember which one I did first. I could have looked back. Either way, it doesn't matter. This is 68 stitches. My husband wears a size, I believe, 9.5, 10. So, we did realize though, I don't think he has a deep instep, but his ankle area is fairly large, and getting a fish lips kiss heel over that is not the easiest. So I think I'm either gonna have to look up like a different short row heel if I want to do a short row heel, or maybe an afterthought heel would be better because I can add in some extra rows before decreasing on the afterthought, or he's just gonna have to get heel flaps. I'm not quite sure. This is his first pair I've ever made, so we're learning. This is Crazy Zalberball. The color, number, name is on the Ravelry page project because I don't remember and I didn't write it down for this episode. Sorry. Deeper heel, I think, for my husband. So this is my only FO, guys. That crazy Zauberball is neat. It is a little splitty because the plies are a little loose. I think that's one downfall to it. It's neat looking, but that's kind of a downfall to me. But they made pretty socks, and he likes them, so one FO. First whip. I have 2 old whips, 2 old knit whips, and 1 old crochet whip. Now the flammer on. These are my Slippery Slopes socks by, and you know, the pattern that I showed has a different name. It's a free pattern. The name on the pattern is Michelle Morgan, but the name I think on Ravelry is Michelle Brown. So maiden, married name? Not sure. Slippery Slopes, free pattern. It makes a very cool slipped stitch texture. I like it. Or not, it's not quite a slip. Yeah, get the pattern. Then you can see. Okay, here's where I was last time, and here's where I am. So I am, here's my foot for the Fish Lips Kiss heel because they have you draw out your foot. So I am fairly close to my heel line. I'm not far off, guys. Once it's on the sock, it's actually further up than that, but I don't have much more. But I'm not sure if I want to do a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I probably should. That way I know if I like it on my foot. So this is Dog Star Knits yarn in the Youghiogheny colorway. I talked about the yarn last week when I showed off the project for the first time. It's a merino nylon, 75/25. You go on Etsy, get all kinds of cool colors. But I just love this because I love green. Alright, Slippery Slopes, haven't made much progress. 2 at a time, size 1s, 64 stitches. There you go. Talked about this in the last episode, probably more extensively, so you could check it out there. And they're in my little bag that I made, and the foot doesn't fit in unless I fold it, so I don't. This one stays at home. I don't really take this one on the go because 2 at a time is not always easy yarn management. But I love it. Alright, and this is whip number 2. And I haven't gotten a ton farther on this either. And I just dropped my yarn on the floor. Okay. This is Typhoon by Josh Reichs. And it is designed, it's a shawl designed specifically to utilize a self-striping yarn. So I thought that concept was really pretty cool. So the 2 yarns I am using are 716 sock, or 716 knit, and it's the 716 sock, and this is called Worse Than Zombies. And Yarn Rescue yarn, it's Falkland wool, 100%, and this is called Strawberry, and it's not going to focus. Hide my face? No? No? It's what you get for recording on a phone and not something fancier. Alright. So I was a little upset because my 716 yarn broke. It was like cut in the middle of the skein. So here's one little ball that I've been using, and then of course the second little yarn cake, which looks much prettier. I use a Knit Picks ball winder, and I've noticed it has not been winding as nicely lately, and I have read somewhere that the ball bearings get a little messed up inside, so I might have to get my husband to take it apart. Or I'll take it apart and gander. Here's the pink. Tangent. And so I have now put it on a longer needle, cable needle. These are size 5s. That's here. I'm going to show you the back or the front or whatever. So this is the front. I'm showing you the front. And it utilizes short rows, and the self-striping yarn looks really cool when you utilize it. Or it's not, is it short row? Yeah, I guess it's some sort of variation of a short row. So there it is, and I am kind of calling it my watermelon shawl because of the cool colors. So I'm on repeat, like, or I'm on section 6, and I think there's 10 sections. So I'll have another 2 of like this, of the stripe and the pink. So I'll have 2 more of those. And it's pretty big. I can't really stretch it all the way out, guys, because it's still, the Knit Picks cables kind of they curl on you. Yeah. I like it though. It's really fun. And the backside's still pretty too, but when you get, when you're adding the next color on, you kind of get all those on the purl side. You get that little bump of color showing through. So that is the other whip that I have that you guys have already seen. I should go into the other whip that you guys have seen. Let me get that. Okay, so I'll save all my new whips. I only have 2, and one is kind of not even really I don't know if you consider it like it's a new whip. It is, but it's kind of a variation of something. Okay, this is a crochet whip. You guys have seen this thing. It is ridiculous. I'm using a tulip size J10, which is a 6mm. Love these hooks, guys. They slide really nice. All yarn that I've used with my tulips slides really well. Good grippy. It's not too hard and it's not too squishy, because I only have 2 more colors to go on this darn thing. I don't think I'm gonna have to add a border because it's pretty humongous. Huge yarn blanket. Yeah, it's all rolled, it's folded in half. So you're seeing half the colors here and half the colors here. And this is obviously a crochet blanket with all the fringe. Okay, so guys, I was here last time and I only showed it for a second. I've now added the burnty orange color. Very sad I couldn't find neon orange because I wanted neon orange. Then it goes into this tan, and then this tan, and then brown, and black, and then there's some gray. Ugh. I have a light gray, and I have white, and this thing is done. I am probably gonna finish this in the next 2 days, because I've been working like a fiend at home on this, because you can't take this. It is not portable. I'm gonna weigh it when it's done. But here's one side of the color so you can kind of see. All right, fold that baby back up. It has been an adventure. I think my hands also have been hurting from this because so I've talked about how the concept of this blanket already. It is 2 yarns held together. I started with 1 color of 2 strands of 1 color. And then when I moved into the next color, I used 1 strand of that color A and then color B together. And then I did a section of just 2 color Bs. And then I did B and C, and so on and so forth and forever. This was supposed to be a yarn stash busting project. I had to buy yarn for it because I didn't have enough. This is all Caron Simply Soft. And I think because it's held double, and you can tell that it's pretty stiff. After some use, you'll see in my next project how it's not as stiff. If I weren't holding it double. But because I'm holding it double, and the hook probably could have been a little bigger, but this was the biggest size I had in tulip, this is what I went with. It's like 200 stitches wide, and I will have it on my next podcast, obviously, because I will have it done, and I'll have my ends fringe woven. Okay, so to go from that, let me slide this burrito back over there. Okay. I had been saving all the scraps from the scrap blanket because I'm not I'm not doing half rows, so when I finish at a row and I don't have 9 grams of that color left to do the next row, I cut that ball. It's done. So all these scraps are close to 9, well, and I would have maybe 2 balls because I'm using the 2, I'm splitting a skein in half and whatever. Some of these I don't even have, like, probably a couple grams, as you'll see in just a second. So I had saved all those scraps because I thought, how cute would it be to make Hazel either a baby blanket or a blanket for herself, which I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, or B, a blanket for her babies, because she's now into babies. It's kind of the size of a blanket for her babies, not a blanket for her. So if I do want to make it for her, I'll probably have to add a border. So guys, this is all the scraps using Magic Knot. And I am caught up because I'm using a J hook, the same hook. I cast on 100 stitches for this, 100 stitches wide, which it's not very wide. You can see I'm holding the whole thing in the camera. I can get like the whole thing pretty much in the camera. That's pretty cool. So magic knotting, I don't like the magic knot. I don't like the magic knot if it was a project I think that I wanted to either A, give to someone, or even maybe for ourselves. You could see them. You can see all the little knots. And it probably is better on a fingering weight yarn. Caron Simply Soft, I think, is considered a worsted, maybe even a heavy worsted. But I'm using only a single strand on this, and you can see how squishy it is. I cannot do this with that. This is so super squishy. These are just single crochets, just like that is single crochets. Because I don't like a big holey blanket. Double crochets make much bigger holes. So there you go, guys. I know I'm a little ridiculous, but why not use every scrap that I can? And Hazel actually really loves this. I put a picture of her, her holding the crochet hook and sticking it through the blanket because she thought she was crocheting because I was letting her just play with it. She can't hurt it. She can pull it out, but you know, she can't hurt it. So there's a new whip for you guys. Not really a new whip because it looks just like the giant version. Well, not just like, because it doesn't fade into one another, but it's pretty cute, and I'm really happy that I've decided to do this because I think it's really super super adorable to have matching blankets. Last whip. I showed this yarn. I won it from Mina of the Knitting Expat in one of her, I think it was like her 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Or, no, not 3,000. What am I saying? She's like 12,000 maybe. I won the yarn. This was the mustache yarn. And when I looked it up, so this was only a 50-gram ball, which is fine. Because I knew what I was going to do as soon as she sent it. But the colorway online on Ravelry is called 2RD, and there was probably a reason for it, but it's R2D2 colorway. Whatever. I wanted to do an afterthought everything sock. So I bought the pattern because I was curious to see how she wrote it out. It was a cheap pattern. I think it was $2. So afterthought everything socks, sorry, are Erica Kempf. I think that's pronounced right. Kempf. So I'm not gonna tell you how she wrote it out. I'm just gonna tell you how I've started it, and I'm doing it myself, knowing how to do afterthought heels. I have never done a true cut afterthought heel. So, started with the cuff. Oh, I should show the yarn that came with it was this Wildfoot. She sent a coordinating blue. And it's pretty. It looks really good together. Sorry. Tangent. So once John's sock was done, which was on my 9-inch circular size ones, I was like, I'm casting this on for myself because it's a tube and you just knit in a circle, and how quick and fun will that be? Okay. This is for me, 64 stitches, 2x2 rib. I have a progress keeper for myself, but you guys have never seen this at all. I've timed myself. I can do about 1.5 inches in an hour. It's pretty good. So this is exactly 2 repeats of the color, because it goes from this highly variegated black white to this dark blue stripe, and then it starts again. And I wanted to weigh it. So that's what I did as soon as I got home yesterday, because I was knitting in the car. 25 grams left. So that means this should be 25 grams that I used. So I'm hoping I will get exactly 4 repeats. So guys, I'm not doing it, I think, how most people are, because I want to keep my stripe, not that it matters, I want to kind of keep my stripes in the same order. So I'm going to do cuff, tube, toe. So when I cut my yarn here, I'll add a toe to this one and a cuff to the one on the bottom, and then I have 2 in order stripy socks. And then I gotta figure out where to put in my heels. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I'm excited about this. This is the coolest. She does great stripy yarns. So I didn't want to knit anymore on this. I was dying to. But I wanted to show you guys I was exactly at 2 repeats, and I thought that was kind of cool and exciting. And I'm really, really, really hoping I will have exactly 2 repeats left in that. I know when I cut it, I'll lose a little bit, but it's going to be fine. Afterthought everything, guys. And everybody is loving this pattern right now. It's pretty popular. So, unless you think that's not going to work, but I think that's going to work. But if somebody has some deep concerns about my thinking on this, I need you to message me and let me know. Because I think it's going to work. Yay. Alright, so that's all my whips. All my knitting, all my FOs. Now I have acquisitions. I apologize, I keep adjusting my straps because this shirt just fits a little weird. Whatever. Apologize. Okay, all my acquisitions come from the Frederick Fiber Fest, which was this weekend. It's today, right now as I'm recording. We weren't going to go 2 days. Frederick for us is about an hour away. Hazel does okay in the car, but we let her watch Bubble Guppies 2 minutes away from the Frederick News Post building, which is where it's held. It was their 2nd annual. 2 minutes away. She projectile vomited everywhere. My husband doesn't do well with vomit. Luckily, I'm okay. I can handle it. He cannot. He has to just step away or I will be cleaning 2 people's vomit. So that wasn't fun, and we pulled in. Luckily, I am like one of those crazy moms and I pack like 8 outfits. We stopped at a CVS parking lot. He ran in and grabbed roll of paper towels, bought a roll of paper towels because I knew baby wipes were just not going to do the job. So, sorry, talking about vomit, that's not, people don't want to hear about it. Moms get it. So, yeah, 2 people that can't handle that type of thing should never get married, because that would just be a disaster. Yeah, I'm just really lucky that I am okay with it. So we changed her clothes, we got back on the road, and she was feeling great. Let me grab this bag of acquisitions. Oh, I should have taken it out of the bag and had all the everything ready, and who does that? Who is that organized? Not me. I knew I wanted to see Brooke from Fully Spun, who is, her yarn company is Fully Spun. Her name is Brooke. She has a podcast. She's from Virginia. She has a podcast, and that is, oh goodness gracious, I should have wrote all this stuff down. Knit Soul podcast. So there you go. Look her up. She does really great. I love that she can do everything in like a 30-minute episode. Man, it's awesome. So she hand dyes roving, and once that is done, she sends it to a mill. So her thing is, she wants her yarn to look like it's hand spun, and I think that's really awesome. Well, she had a few new colorways, and you can check her Instagram out. Here you go. Fully Spun. And not gonna focus. Yay? Nay? I don't know. Okay. So you should check her out on Instagram, her podcast. This colorway is called Grab the Old Bay, because Old Bay is life. There it is. And how cool is it that it does look hand spun? And I love it. And I love that she gives them specific direction on how she wants it done. So there's her tag. And this is 100% BFL. Look at the yardage, guys. 650 yards. It is a 2-ply. And I love it. It's beautiful. And I'm excited. 650 yards is a great shawl, and I think this colorway is gonna look super awesome with jeans. Well, blue jeans. Very casual shawl. So, there's first acquisition. And then I knew I wanted to hit this booth. All local. I did, well, the one lady might not have been very local. I'm not sure where she's from. It doesn't have a name on her card. Okay. So the next one is Rising Tide Fiber Company. And they are Southern Maryland. And they're on Ravelry. All the bases of their yarn are named off of Maryland themed names. So this was in their discount bin, and I am so excited about it, and you'll see why later. So Rising Tide Fiber Company, and this is their Arundel fingering sock yarn, and it is 100% merino wool, and this is called Bird Watching. And if you know Maryland at all, our state bird is the Oriole bird. Is that our state bird? Gosh, I'm really terrible. Oriole bird. The baseball team, the Baltimore Orioles. It's an awesome color. And it is very, not heavily speckled. And I liked that. I liked that it wasn't super nuts. So this wasn't $27. It was $20, guys. Discount. All right. They had some, I wanted to buy everything. I have footage. I don't know if I have specific footage of people's booths because I didn't really do that. So it'll probably be at the end and sped up, So then I went to this booth, and this is, I don't know how to say their name. I'm not even going to try it. She had some awesome colors too. And her minis were $6 and $7. $6 if it was standard, and $7 if it was Stellina based. And her singles, am I calling them singles? I'm sorry. Her minis, this one's sparkle, and then this one is not. So here you go. Here's the little tag. Sparkle mini, 4-ply fingering weight, 87 yards. This is just called turquoise. And I'll show these again in a minute because I bought them for specific reasons. And this one is called Merlot. All right. One more acquisition, because I talked to these girls and I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, we're from," well, I don't know if I should specifically say. They are very close to me. They are super close. And I believe you say her name, Bree. This is terrible. Her cousin and her boyfriend were both there helping her vend. She dyes all the yarn, but it's called, like, ridiculous, but it's called Bridiculous. And you can't, damn phone won't focus. No, focus. It's terrible. Okay. Etsy shop. She has some awesome colors, and I bought 2. I bought Toxic Punch, which is 75.25, 463 yards, and guys, look how fun that is. I love it. And I also bought Galaxy on her sparkle base, and I bought this one because, let me pull that off real quick. Look at that awesome pop of pink, and oh, you can see the sparkle. You can see it. So, some light shades, and I had my handmade shoes on that are my Galaxy shoes, and I was like, this matches my shoes, and I loved it. Okay, so she lives very close, and I told her I wanted to support, of course, super local business to me. She also has her yarns at Lovely Yarns. She also has an Etsy shop, so you could go there, but look at that beautiful, beautiful yarn. Guys, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yes, that's right. Okay, ridiculous. So hi girls. So I'll show you why I bought these little minis, because I have this skein of yarn from Savvy Skeins, and I just thought that would be pretty. Okay, actually that one would be pretty too. Oh no! I might have to buy another, I don't know. And I thought I really loved my hippo for mom with that Merlot color. But now I might change it. This Merlot might go with my Savvy Skeins, and I'll have to get another heel cuff toe for that. I've been showing pictures of my stash, trying to make a so faded 3 colorway because I want to do the cropped version, a short sleeve. And that's Andrew Mowry, and everybody knows it. I've been putting colors together. I showed this one, which I thought was cool. I showed this one, which I thought was fun. I showed this one, which I thought was fun. But guys, I think it's now decided. It's going to be these 2. And that one. There we go. I think that is pretty magnificent, and it is Oriole. It is like Orioles themed, and now do I cast it on this way? Do I switch it so it's like that? Or do I do it altogether different? I think the way I have it, because this has the light colors in it, I It's done. This is gonna be it. This is it. And this doesn't have nylon in it, so it wouldn't be great for socks. But it'll be good for a sweater. Only one more acquisition, and it's not yarn related, but it makes me very happy. And I've been hoarding this little bit left. And this is a Bath & Body Works. They make this scent still in lotion and in like massage oil or like body wash or something. They don't make the body mist anymore. Not in this smell. Black Currant Vanilla. So I put it on the other day and I realized how much I really super love it. And I went on Etsy because why not? Etsy has everything. There was a woman who does pretty much like remakes, I guess, of smells. And her name is Something Special. Sorry. I can put it on the screen. Something Special Etsy shop. And it came super fast. I mean, I bought it and I think I got it in like 2 days. It was ridiculous. And she makes a black currant vanilla. And it said like 90 sprays out of it. So not a terrible price for, if I don't use it every day, I'll probably get 2 months out of it. Because I don't always put perfume on the weekend. So if you guys are ever looking for, I think she does remakes of a couple of different ones. But God, I love this smell so much. So really, it's life stuff. My husband's not here. He is off on his motorcycle for his annual Father's Day ride with his dad. He decided to go a week early, and they just usually do like a day, sometimes 2, it depends if they stay overnight somewhere. But he's been posting pictures all over his Instagram, so if you want to check it out, he's been taking pictures with like planes behind him, so I think they're in Delaware somewhere. Yeah. So he's not here to talk about life stuff, and we went to a concert that was amazing, and I will post some video from the concert because it was so good, and I am so happy we bought tickets for it. This concert was held at Ram's Head in Annapolis, and it's a sit-down venue, and it's amazing because it makes it feel very intimate, and lots of people come there. I mean, it's pretty awesome to be able to sit down that closely. We saw Dick Dale there, if you know who he is. He's a surf guitarist legend. So, yeah. But we saw Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. And they were amazing. They were so good. He is amazing at guitar. Amazing. And his wife plays a washboard. I will post video. Stay tuned for video of that. And for the Fiber Festival after this. The band we saw before them, because there was an opening act and they were local, and they were very awesome too. It was 2 guys and a girl came out and sang on a few songs. But my husband actually ended up buying their record because their record is harder to find like online. Like we could buy Reverend Peyton's album whenever we wanted. But we couldn't buy their album whenever we wanted it, so we bought it. And their name is Swamp Candy. I don't think I have any video of them playing. So the guy played guitar and sang, and then there was another guy that played a stand-up bass and also played a bass drum. So he had one shoe off, and he was playing the bass drum shoeless, and then he was playing his stand-up bass, and it was amazing. They were so good. How often can you say you go and see a band and you love the opening act as much as you do? Because sometimes it's not always great. So they were called Swamp Candy, and we bought their record, and we're huge vinyl junkies, and you guys have to see this. It is, if I can get it out. I love that it's clear green vinyl. Like, how great is that? That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna put it up there. Oh, I don't want to touch it and get it all messed up. Okay, so we saw them. We saw Reverend Peyton. And guys, that's like everything that's been happening. We got our vegetable plant garden all planted, and I think for the next video, I'll do some video outside with John, and we'll show you our vegetable garden. And it's not very big this year. We actually downsized a little because we felt like we weren't eating as much as we were producing, and stuff was going to waste, and I don't want to do that. Yes, we could compost it. That's fine. But I don't like wasting food, and I would take what I could and give it to neighbors or to friends or to coworkers. And then, you know, you compost. And the compost this year, we forgot that we had put our Halloween pumpkins in the compost. Or maybe it was watermelon. We're not even quite sure. But in all the holes that, well, when my husband tilled the whole garden, he put compost in all of it and tilled it into our garden area. But also when we planted our individual plants, because we actually bought individual plants. We didn't buy, we didn't do it by seeds and do the seedlings and do all that this year. We have where we planted them, because we dug the hole, we put some compost in, and then put the plant in it. Almost every place we planted a plant, we're getting something else growing up out of the ground with it. It's ridiculous. We use the compost for our front flower bed too, and we have some crazy vegetables popping up, and John's like, you gotta pluck it. You gotta get rid of it. And I was like, but they're so cute, and they're little babies, and I can't do it. And I did it. I Instagram storied it because it was ridiculous. I mean, it was like 15 little plants growing in this one little barrel we have out front. Not so. Alright guys, I think that's really all I have to talk about. I talked a lot. I'm going to insert video, so it's going to end up being like an hour video again. I'm going to get some knitting in while she's sleeping, and then we're going to the pool. It's really hot out today. Go find the Ravelry group, a Lefty Knitter podcast. Find me on Instagram. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for checking me out for the first time. 10 episodes! Knit happy, guys. He's wearing a kilt.
What's that?
I said you're wearing a kilt.
Shh. Don't tell anybody.
Good morning! It is 9 o'clock, Saturday, June something.
June
something.
8th?
I don't know. We're on our way to the Frederick Fiber Fest. There's a pool on the side of the road.
Hello, Essex, my old friend.
Hazel! What? Hi.
I'd like to order a pizza, please.
No one's gonna get that unless they saw the Instagram story. Hazel. Okay, so it's the second annual Frederick Fiber Fest at the Frederick News Post building. And apparently I'm wanted. What?
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
Hi.
Mama.
Hazel.
Mama.
Hazel.
Mama.
Someone doesn't want us to do this, but it is the second Frederick Fiber Festival.
Yeah, I've said that now.
And it's pretty cool, and we are on our way there again.
Yep.
We had a fun time last year. It's in like an old newspaper building.
I don't think it's old. I think it's brand new.
It's in a brand new newspaper building, but it looks really cool because there's a whole bunch of bricks, and you can see like newspaper presses and stuff like that, and it's pretty neat. And there's yes, baby. And this is why you should never have children. I mean, have lots of kids. They're great. I felt so I was so stoked this morning. I was like, gonna wear my kilt, dude. I've never worn it out in public. I'm a little self-conscious, so if you see me out, please don't blow my kilt up, Marilyn.
They're not even gonna see this till like days after.
I'm like terrified that they're gonna put in like
a Marilyn Monroe fan.
Fans on the ground, and I'm gonna walk by, and then boom, dingleberries everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 minutes and 25 seconds of nonsense. All right.
That's how we do.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay. Bowland road trip, Frederick.
Good times.
Yeah. I'm working on my afterthought everything sock. Yeah. R2D2 colorway by Mustache Yarn. Yay.
Good on the front porch. I'm front porch Frank. That one, I don't like paying more than $300 for a guitar if I can help it. But this thing right here was $300 in Louisville, Kentucky. Regular old 6-string. Check this out. E chord. C, G, F, F sharp, G, D, A, E. Just a regular old 6-string. Nothing weird about it at all. No, and it's plugged into speakers. There's no weird effects. It's EQ, speakers. That's it. The bass player of this band is my thumb. On the records, people think it's 2 people. It is not. I like to do this so that everyone can understand exactly what is going on here. While my thumb plays a bass line, my fingers play something completely different. Something like this. I'll start off easy and then I'll make it hard. so much. I'm sorry. That was gratuitous showing off. That was uncalled for. I apologize. I'll get back to singing songs now. This song's called Pot Roast and Kisses.